Call to order. The City Council for the City of East Grand Forks, Tuesday, June 6, 2017 is now 5 o'clock. Executive Assistant, please call roll.
Mayor Steve Gander.
Here.
Council President Mark Olsted.
Here.
Council Vice President Chad Grassel.
Here.
Council Members Clarence Vetter.
Here.
Mike Parkshavinsky.
Here.
Tim Riopel.
Here.
Henry Tweeten.
Andy.
Here.
Mark Demers.
Present.
As term quorum, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. An open forum and opportunity for members of the public to address the City Council on items not on the current agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff or boards and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. If you'd like to address the City Council, please come up to the podium to do so. Matt.
My name is Matt Shunn. I live in Ward 2, and the reason I'm here tonight is we have a situation in our neighborhood. We live on 5th Street Northeast. My friend Travis and I have come here tonight. 5th Street Northeast between 1st Avenue and Central Avenue. And in that, there's 2 houses and 2 duplexes there. And in that small area, we have 17 children under the age of 17. I think 14 of them are under the age of 13. And we have another one on the way. And that street has become very busy. People are using it as a cut through or a shortcut. And so we wanted to see if there's something we could do for safety's sake, like some additional signage to ask people to slow down.
I know that we just talked to Matt, Mr. Murphy and I before the meeting, and he wanted to bring this forward. I told him we could take a look at it. I'm not sure if Mr. Murphy who we'd work with.
We will work with the PD and the Public Works on that. I'll have to double check. I believe if it's not a traffic regulation sign, we might be able to do that internally. But Nancy, do you have a?
The slow children at play signs are no longer conforming with the NTCD, so they're asking us not to place them. Other than enforcement, I'm not sure where we would head with this. I mean, we could put up a slow sign or a speed limit sign, but yeah, the slow children at play signs are no longer allowed through. MUTCD stands for Manual Uniform Traffic Control Devices. So partially the reason why they removed them was because they're unenforceable, and the second one is that a number of people were very concerned that they've acknowledged that there are children living in the area, and again, like the signs on the windows where you used to put the circle on the window to let people know there was a children there, and the concern of those types of things. So we can maybe look at something else.
Like a caution or something
like
along
a caution or a slow down or speed enforced, maybe some more of something where it can be an enforceable sign. We can see what we can do, because I think we put some in. I just recently put signs in the alleys because people were also driving through the alleys in that area. So we'll see what we can do. Jason and I will work with Randy to figure out what type of sign we can put up there. But I just want you to be aware that we can't put up the slow children signs anymore. So we'll have to figure something else out. So.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
We just want to minimize the chance of a tragedy. And would you like me to remain till the end of the meeting, or
No.
Matt, if you want to give Mr. Murphy a call in the morning,
Yeah.
give him your information.
Or we'll just pick a sign that we think would be suitable and get it up when we can.
Yeah, but give me your contact info tomorrow.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mark, do you have something?
I just have a question. Are the sidewalks over there in decent repair, or?
they're in pretty poor shape, but they're not unusable or anything. You know, the kids use them for bicycling and stuff all the time.
I'm trying to get my head around what the conflict is. Are kids just playing in the street, or is it, or what's the?
What it is the majority of the parents are gone during the day to work, and so the adolescent children who live in the neighborhood are babysitting the other children, and in some cases you have one adolescent watching 3 very small kids, and all of us have seen them run in the street, you know, and the first thing you say is, you know, where are the parents? They're at work. If anything happens, though, it's going to destroy that family's life,
Absolutely.
that babysitter's life, you know, the whole neighborhood's going to be affected. So we just wanted to see if there's anything that could be done before something happens.
Right, and I guess, you know, so part of it may be, you know, the street, but I don't know if there's an education component to it as well. I mean, obviously, no matter how fast cars are going or whatever, if there's people in the streets, that shouldn't be. I know there's a comment.
My name's Travis Lee. I'm the neighbor. I just bought a property at 502 Central Avenue. It's not necessarily that they're playing in the street or anything, but we do live across the street from each other, and the kids do really well as far as looking for cars and traffic and stuff like that, but you just never know if an incident that might happen. And yeah, they do cross the street quite often, but they don't.
Or maybe, I guess, maybe it's repainting crosswalk on no, it wouldn't be Central, it'd be on 5th, right? And just really encouraging folks to use that crosswalk instead of cut through the middle. And if that's properly painted, maybe they use it more, I guess. So I guess that would be maybe a solution, or I guess help.
Yeah, that'd be great. There's no painted crosswalk there.
There's no painted
No.
crosswalk there?
Is there curb cuts?
You mean like the dips and the curves? Yes, there is.
Oh, okay, then yeah, there should be a crosswalk there. I think we should paint that. And then I can understand your dilemma, because if people are crossing Central, they're looking for cars on Central rather than they're not looking ahead as to what's going on. So I don't know if there's a sign maybe that we could put up on both, you know, to remind them not to, you know, look for pedestrians in the crosswalk if we put the crosswalk up, so they're not just looking, because I think what they're doing is they're waiting for traffic to go by, and then they're, you know,
Yeah.
cutting straight across, they're not paying attention. So if we could get the crosswalk up, then we actually have signs. I know exactly where you're at, so yeah.
It's the kids are crossing back and forth to visit each other
Yep,
across
yep.
5th.
I could, yeah, so I think the crosswalk might be the key to getting some signage up to look for pedestrians, so.
Anything would help, that would be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the audience like to address the city council at this time that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, move on to approval of minutes for May 16th regular meeting and May 23rd special meeting and May 23rd work session. Move by Vetter.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Demers,
Yes.
Vetter,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes. Motion is carried. Scheduled bid lettings, none. Scheduled public hearings are none. Consent agenda. Items under the consent agenda will be adopted with one motion. However, council members may request individual items to be pulled from the consent agenda for discussion and action if they choose. Would any member like any of the items pulled, number 4 through 6? Seeing none, can I get a motion to approve 4 through 6, please?
Move 4 through 4, 5, and 6, I
Okay.
guess.
Mr. Demers makes motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Grassel seconds. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Demers,
Yes.
Vetter,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes. Motion is carried. Acknowledge a receipt of reports of officers, boards, and commissions. Number 7, regular meeting minutes of Water, Light, and Power and Building Commission for May 4th, 2017. Communication, there's none. Old business, there's none. New business, number 8. Consider adopting a resolution number 17-06-38, adopting the Transit Development Plan update to East Grand Forks Comprehensive Plan.
Move.
Moved by Demers. Second. Second by Vetter. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Pakshavinsky.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Tweeten.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes. Motion is carried. Number 9, consider adopting resolution number 17-06-39, approving the amendment to the comprehensive plan changing the 2.04 acres of Jeffrey Getty's property south of U.S. Business Highway 2 from commercial to I-1 limited industrial or I-2 general industrial.
Move.
Moved by Demers, second by Mr. Tweeten. Any questions or discussion?
Mr. President, just for the record, on 9 and 10, I'm unable to participate in the discussion as I'm part of a company acquiring half of that as a storage building. So I won't be part of the discussion, just for the record. Thank you.
And I'm just going to briefly explain 9, 10, and 11. There's a piece of property owned by the Gettys/Jeffries families. It's been on what they call Potato Row. It's been in existence for a number of years. After the flood, they were annexed into the city limits so that the flood control project could be built. When that was annexed, it was zoned UER, what we call Urban Expansion Reserve. It's kind of a placeholder until such time they decide how they want to move forward on the actual properties themselves. At one time, it was considered in our land use plan to maybe go commercial because there is some commercial properties across the street from it. However, a majority of the people that are in that Potato Row want to continue using it as it is right now, which is food, storage, different types of manufacturing, warehousing. So therefore, the process for this for the Jeffrey Getty's property, which started because they'd like to split the property into 2. So 2 different property owners can own each warehouse and continue to use it for some type of storage or industrial use. In order for them to split the property, we have to go through the process of amending the comp plan because it was dedicated to commercial, so it would be amended to go to industrial. Then we have to rezone it from UER, which is the placeholder, to a specific district, which is general industrial, which is what the industrial uses are around there. The third thing then would be to approve the plat, and the plat would be approved with variances for the setbacks for the rear and the side. The reason why I'm asking that we grant a variance is because those properties, or the buildings that are on it, were built a number of years ago with a 0 lot line so that it could have access to the railroad tracks for loading and unloading. When we split the properties, because they become new lots, then the buildings themselves become non-conforming uses or non-conforming buildings. By issuing the variances, that allows those buildings to become conforming, and then if they need to do additions or if they want to make improvements to the building, they can do so and continue to have the buildings conforming. So that's the 3 resolutions that you have before you, if you have any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Pakshavinsky.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Tweeten.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes. Motion is carried. Number 10, consider adopting resolution number 17-06-40, approving the rezoning of the subject property, Lot 1 and Lot 2 of Jeffrey Addition from UER to I-2 General Industrial. Moved by Demers,
Second.
second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel.
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Pakshavinsky.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Tweeten.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Number 11, consider adopting resolution number 17-06-41, accepting the finding of facts and approving the variance application for the Jeffrey Getty's Farm Partnership to allow their lot to be split into 2 lots and the buildings contained within those lots to be granted rear and side yard setback variances to remain conforming building of record. Moved by Demers. Second by Tweeten. Any questions or discussion? None, roll call, please.
Grassel.
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Pakshavinsky.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Tweeten.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Number 12, consider approving the following on-sale weekday and Sunday liquor license applicant renewals. Mama Maria is located at 211 Demers Avenue, Suite 16, and Up North Pizza located at 314 4th Street Northwest.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Grasso, second by Demers. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Demers,
Yes.
Vetter,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky.
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
yes,
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Claims number 13, consider authorizing the city administrator clerk treasurer to issue payment of recommended bills and payroll.
Move.
Second by Grassel, second by Demers. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Demers,
Yes.
Vetter,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky.
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Mayor Gander.
The one item that I would just bring out once again is the discussion of the Point of Woods paving on Brandon Boulevard. And since the last time we've met, I have probably attended 2 or 3 smaller meetings to consider what our next steps should be in the environment of probably a total of 9 objections coming forward if you include the developer's individual lots. And I think there's general agreement that we really want to see where the bids will come in, to go ahead and open this up, put it out for bids. We might get some really favorable bids that make it important that we move some way this year. We all see the city's role in this as being to help facilitate it happening. We really do have neighbors along a street that want to have pavement, and we want to try to let that happen if there's a way to do it. And so coming out of all of those meetings, and some of them were with several of the community members most concerned about this project as it's been proposed. A couple of them, and they have valid arguments, as so often does happen. And so by going forward with the proposed method of allocating the costs as per the action that was taken by the council, I hope that anybody watching or listening would know it isn't that we did not hear their concerns, or they did not properly register their concerns, but only so that we can get to that next point of really knowing what are we looking at for total cost, and then continuing to sort this out as we go. And so I think if we look at the whole thing, to let it go on to that next step of at least seeing what the actual bids will be from the contractors, I think it's important that we get to that stage. And if there would be anything else that could happen funding-wise, part of how we get to that point, and thank you very much, Steve and Megan, we sat down and really just wanted to lay out a timeline. What would it look like if we did try to reopen this, if we did try to start back to square one and take it through? And if we did that, even on the most compressed timeline with all special meetings, the closest we could get to this construction season was about October, November to break ground, and that just is too late. And so there isn't much, anything really to gain by trying to go on some kind of expedited timeline to reopen and go. So we've come to the point that we've had a series of meetings, and we're soon to the point of getting word from the contractors as to the cost. And my take as mayor, and I mean we have an action taken by the council. My sense is we should let that follow through. Again, not to go against our residents and the concerns that we've heard, but only to get the pricing from the contractor that we need to see that. And I'd love to hear if any of you have other comments about this. But my take, as I've looked at all of it, is that's a good way forward. And then just see if we can sort it out. We don't have to grant, we don't have to award the bids if they come in high, or if we do have objections that we have not dealt with, we just wouldn't have to award those bids. But we should see in good faith, what are we looking at for cost, and then take it to the next step as it comes from there. Love to hear from the rest of you if you have thoughts on it.
Anything else, sir? Okay, Mr. Vetter.
Just in answer to the mayor's comments, that's the process we were going down already, wasn't it? We were going out and getting bids, and when the bids came in, we were going to do the final assessment before we awarded the project.
That's correct.
Thank you. Nothing else.
Mr. Pakshavinsky.
I have nothing to add tonight.
Mr. Reed.
Nothing.
Mr. Tweeden.
I would just have one comment. I was with the group when up fishing up at Buffalo Bay, and we were fortunate enough that we left an excellent fisherman was ahead of us by the name of Chad Grassel, but he did leave some fish for us. We limited up. Next time I go up there with this group, I'm going to have him be our guide, make sure that we get enough to the right spots.
Mr.
He
Demers.
has quite a reputation up there for being a fisherman.
And many other things. Mr. Demers.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Mr. Grass.
I'm good after that.
To address the mayor's question, I think we need to just move forward with our process and see where we're at when we get there and go from there. Mr.
I have nothing.
Mr. Golston.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Emery.
Nothing.
Anything from the department heads?
I don't want to put Reed on the spot here, but I know we.
Oh, you thought you could get away.
No.
You didn't finish your comment. You thought we could, what? Talk about baseball
All right.
season?
Thank you. Throughout the day today, we had contractors from all parties involved at the swimming pool to remove some of the concrete decking with the intent of hopefully finding what they would expect to be broken pipes. We found broken pipes in a section of the pool deck in one of the main 6-inch pressure lines. That would be one of the main filling inlets in the pool. The full extent of the broken pipes is still yet to be determined. They just found today, just in a couple of the cuts they made and sending a camera through, that we have broken pipes. They'll be doing a lot more work tomorrow to continue removing some more concrete decking and just see how far the cracks go. As far as how the cracks got there, that's still as well yet to be determined. The initial thought in looking at the pictures that were sent to one of the project managers that was not on site but was in Fargo is that he thought it looked like frost heave caused it to be the case. So I think hopefully through the rest of the day tomorrow and into Thursday, we'll have a lot more information as far as how it got there and what the timeline will be for repairs. We'll all be kind of reconvening at 8 a.m. on Thursday with all the parties involved to try to establish that timeline. So that's all I have for now.
Anybody else have anything? Any questions for him?
I just want to say thank you for working through that at a time when you're rolling out all your summer programs, and to be dealing with this on top of it. Thank you for doing the good work that you are, you and your department.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything? Seeing none, thank you, Reed.
Okay, thanks guys.
Entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Grasso, second by Mr. Vetter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.
Yeah.
Simultaneous motion. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to do that. Oh, boy. They don't realize they put the same laces for these little guys Velcro.
Mike. I'm talking to you. So did Philip have fun up there with those guys?
It was a good time.
I was just sitting there that night. I drove up. I was just